Hey, welcome to another episode of Retro Gaming Geek. And this, if you're not familiar with it, you must be living in a cave. This is Contra, and most people remember Contra from the Nintendo Entertainment System, and most people remember Contra for the infamous Konami code, which was up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start. And on the Nintendo Entertainment System, that gave you 99 lives. But what most people did not know, or I don't think they actually got to try it, was that it was actually an arcade game first. And let's go ahead and give it a shot. And as you can see right off the bat, or I don't know if you could hear it, but the graphics are definitely much better on the arcade than they were in the Nintendo Entertainment System. So for everybody who remembers the Nintendo Entertainment System version, and I don't have a side by side comparison, but the sprites were so much smaller on the Nintendo Entertainment System. On the NES, there were a lot less, more enemies on the screen. Um, However, the music on the Nintendo Entertainment System, they did a great job on that because I don't know if you could hear the music on here, but if anybody who remembers the Contra music, this is very close. So hats off to Konami for what they were able to do on the NES at that time. And in terms of the this actual game, if you notice at the beginning, story wise, you saw like two characters on the front, and the two characters are actually Lance and Bill. And for all intents and purposes, they were actually copies of two very big action heroes at the time, and they're still big today. But this game actually came out in 1987, and at the time, Rambo was still very popular, and to a smaller extent, so was Commando, which had Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Rambo was Sylvester Stallone. And the two brothers here, they look a lot like Rambo and Sylvester Stallone. So that was funny. However, the story, if, I couldn't remember if this came out before the movie Predator, but it's very similar in the case that you have this, you know, military soldier or soldiers, and you're actually fighting aliens. Whereas in Predator you're fighting one alien, here you're actually fighting aliens. So I think that was really different. I mean, I don't think any other scrolling shoot 'em up, military shoot 'em up, actually did that. You were usually fighting real normal enemies. And I think Akari Warriors had already come out before this, so this was something that Contra did that I don't think any other military shoot 'em up have done yet. And so it actually created in a way its own new category for military shoot 'em ups. Another thing that was really awesome about doing that is that you actually get to fight really cool bosses. So you're not just fighting bases or tanks or just regular enemy soldiers. You're fighting aliens. So that was just fun. I really love the fact that Konami went ahead and did that, and so it made it different and it made it new. And another cool thing about the actual, besides the story, and it actually fit into the whole gameplay of this. There were other side-scrolling shoot 'em ups before, but this one added different elements to the side scroller. For example, in that first level that you just saw, at the beginner stage, I was actually going left to right, okay, which most side scrollers did at the time. And Akari Warriors had their top down. But what Konami also did, if you notice from the first stage, that they had a pseudo 3D level. So this is way before Think 3D actually became popular, or before the hardware could actually do it. And so they added that element. And here, as you see on stage 2, I'm actually doing a down to up scroller. So it added a lot of unique elements to it. So you weren't actually playing the same type of game, even though it's a shoot 'em up. You weren't playing left to right every single stage, so it added variety, and that was another point for Konami. So they took it and they made something old, kind of something new again. I mean, something new. I'm sorry. So even though Contra wasn't the original granddaddy of side-scrolling shoot 'em ups. It definitely created some new categories of its own for this, you know. And as you could hear from my enthusiastic voice, I love this game. It's if there was a scale of 1 to 10, this would be a 20. That's how much fun Contra was. It set the bar in a lot of areas, and there were many other Contra, I guess, games involved. Not only just sequels, but a lot of side games, and so on many different platforms. But this one started it all, and I actually still enjoy this one the most out of all the Contras. And so there it is. That's my review for Contra, one of my all-time favorite games, and I think for a lot of people, they could feel this, and this brings back so many memories. So, if you had any other games that you wanted me to rate, please leave your comments below. And as always, you could always subscribe and just see more game reviews that I'm working on. So, thanks a lot, y'all, for watching another episode of Retro Gaming Geek, and we'll see you at the arcades.